Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
We have Mubashir Ahmed Saab here from New Orleans. I've known Mubashir Saab for a few years. Always very inspiring, the energy that you bring, and I finally today convinced him to talk to us and tell us a little bit about what he does. And for our viewers, I want you to know he's a senior vice president of Richfield Hospitality, which is a huge company. And he manages over 110 hotels like Sheraton, Hilton's, Marriott. So Mubashir Saab, great to have you here. So tell us, where were you born, raised? How'd you end up there? This is a great story.
Well, I was born in Lahore, actually. And many years ago, many of our Khuddams weren't even born when I really started working in hotels. I was going to college and I was working part-time in Intercontinental Hotels in Karachi. And by grace of God, I met a man who was very impressed with my work, actually.
So let's go back to the story first. So you're working in that lobby. Two people haven't showed up. This is 1966.
Yes, a couple of people didn't come in, and I was working at night. And
Intercontinental in Karachi.
And I was really trying to struggle with answering telephones and checking people in, and a lot of people in lines and so on. I was handling it with a certain amount of, diplomacy and all of that. And this man just sat in the lobby and watched me almost all night, and watching me struggle with my work and so on.
He was not a Pakistani.
And he was in Pakistan. He was from New York and was Swiss. And in any event, when I finished my work, then the general manager called me before I left
in the morning.
Home in the morning. And so I was very nervous as to why the GM was calling me. But anyhow, when I went in, this gentleman was sitting with the GM.
So you thought he had complained?
I thought that he had a major complaint about me, so I was very nervous. But anyhow, the general manager said, Mr. Ahmed, this is Bob Huyo, who's the chairman of Intercontinental Hotels.
My God.
And I can tell you that he was complimenting you, and he was very impressed with what you did last night and how you handled all of the crowds and all of the difficulties and how well you managed. So I sat down with Mr. Huyo. We had a cup of coffee at that time, and he asked me if I would be interested in coming to New York and working in the...
Just like that? You're like in your early 20s?
Yeah, it's probably 19 or...
Unbelievable.
And he said if you thought be interested in coming to New York and being trained by Intercontinental Hotels and helping them in certain areas, in rooms department. So I went to New York. He paid for my fare. He got me the visa, and I was in New York in Pan Am Building, the 49th floor. And I went through the training about 9 months, and then they sent me to Lausanne Hotel School in Switzerland to learn food and beverage and so on. So that is how I started my career.
Unbelievable. This is great. But did you stick with Intercontinental for a long time, or what happened in a few years?
No, I did not stay there because I wanted to stay in America. Intercontinental in those days had no hotel in America.
Okay.
They were in Europe and Asia and Africa and Australia, but not in U.S. So I left and I joined the Plaza Hotel at that time. And I was perhaps the youngest front office manager in Plaza. It's about 1,600 rooms, and I had a huge number of people working for me. But anyhow, I worked there for about a year, and I think I was 22 or 23. I decided to leave these major companies to open my own business.
Unbelievable. You're 23-year-old.
23 years
old. Wanted to be an entrepreneur here in America.
Yes, because I thought, again, as I was telling earlier, that it's a big risk for me, actually. But I didn't realize at that time. I was so young that I just couldn't really even decipher or calculate that kind of risk.
So it's not like you've done 3 masters, 2 MBAs at that time, but this is all coming right one after the other.
That is correct. And so through my own understanding, perseverance, and really very hard work, and I just wouldn't give in or give up. And I went out and I sought some equity partners, and I sought some real estate investment people who bought in my capabilities, and they put in some money, and I formed a company in Washington called Potomac Hotel Group and established that company, and then we bought some hotels through the equity capital we have raised, and We got some third-party management contracts.
Were you
and
successful?
in previous times, we had over 23 hotels.
Unbelievable. MashaAllah, MashaAllah.
I was still about 30 years old by then.
So today, you're overseeing 110 hotels, Marriott's, Hilton's, and Sheraton's.
That is right.
If there is a student watching this and he wants to follow in your footsteps, what kind of qualifications he needs to have? He needs to have an MBA from Wharton School, UPenn, or?
I think, first of all, it's very important that he has the right personality to be able to connect with human beings. It's very important that you can speak well, you have certain amount of confidence, and you are, because this business is people serving people. And you have to know how to influence, you have to know how to convince them, and you have to know how to really create results. And the most important thing is that if you work hard and you bring in the result, that you have credibility with your clients. And that's what is needed, honestly. So all you need is just a college degree.
A four-year college degree.
4-year college degree. And then ability to, or at least commitment to work very hard, learn all aspects of the hotel business, work in different divisions and different departments, and then wait. Don't ever ask for more money. Don't ever ask for titles. Don't ever ask for increases and so on. It'll come to you, and trust me. And if that's how one's career is established, I think they could do much better in this industry. Because this is, I can tell you, Afsab, that this industry, hospitality and travel industry, is one of the foremost industries.
It's not going anywhere.
Yes.
It's not going anywhere, yeah.
And most of the real estate investment trusts, investment houses in Wall Street, they are putting tons of money in this industry and buying hotels and developing these companies. So the career and the credibility.
A wide open field, yeah. So the question is, if there's a college-going kid, this is a very common question, and I always joke with people, if there's an angel with, somebody's putting a gun next to your head and he says, pick one, smarts or hard work, intelligence or hard work. Your story clearly comes across as...
It's a hard work, clearly. You have to work hard, and you have to have trust and confidence in yourself.
And hard work is then going to give you more smarts, and then more hard work and more smarts. Yes. That's very interesting. So I think, so in the end, if those students, if anyone who's interested, can they email you? Can they reach out to you?
Email me. They can call me, honestly, and I'll try to help as much as possible. But the key is that they have to be serious and sincere and committed that this is what they want to do, and they are willing to make their mark.
This is great.
I can give you my email address, and
we will absolutely share that with our viewers. Once again, Mubashir Ahmed Saab, Senior Vice President, Richfield Hospitality. We cannot thank you enough, sir. Thank you very much. Jazakallah. Assalamu alaikum.